recording in progress. So I guess now it's perfect time to say it. As we can see here, University of Michigan, how I thought to record it is one to say is that loyal to Michigan, you can see me holding a Michigan, but we do not discriminate. One of the big things we say is we're equal opportunity encouragers. Started all of this off with, my connection at Mott's, but it goes all the way to we have a VA hospital serving veterans in Columbus. We have a lot of that's home of Ohio State. So, you know, my mom just said, ooh. So yes, we don't discriminate. That's all the things. But I think about it is looking at this picture, you can see this is actually a picture. I don't just pose with my degrees, but it was a picture that University of Michigan wrote, was writing an article for their medicine blog. And if you think about it, it's like, wow, Michigan's health department was that supportive of me afterwards, where they're writing and sharing that story. That's not fair, like that they took that time to do that. But then if you look at it, the reason I was there standing in this is that picture behind the sunset is a picture their child life therapist or art therapist drew for me and brought to my room during the surgery. And so I think about it, it's like Michigan was overwhelmingly supportive through that time as I went through my whole surgery process and before, during, and after. And I just think about like how blessed I was. And it's not everyone who's going through health setbacks has that kind of support. So with Cardz For Kidz, trying to do what we can to go above and beyond to level the playing field and even it out for people a little bit as much as we can, which is one of the reasons why I was on hold and talking to someone in obviously another country because there were roosters crowing in the background. So yeah, I know that was unique, but it's it. Um, with this, I think wrote about it and it's touched on a little bit, but with our goal, our scholarship was talked about is trying to level the playing field. Kind of sticking with that, it's not fair. Um, with this was my brain surgery is, as we know, 20-year anniversary, August 5th, 2005. And my classes started later that month. And what it was is a left selective amygdalohippocampectomy. I believe I said that right, hopefully. And it's the part that was operated on, impacted on short-term memory. And I remember my after um, first exam after the surgery was my marketing exam. And I remember working so hard, trying to study the 4 Ps. And it's a thing also with that, talking about Michigan and the timing of it all, is with the time I had my surgery, when I went to the ER and all of that, I was already at Michigan and I was already admitted into the business school and I was already on scholarship. So it's not fair thinking about some of the students and people who we're serving who've had those long-term conditions. So the time I went to the ER, my stuff at Michigan was already in place. I was already connected to some of the people in the BBA program, et cetera. So I remember it was for that exam, trying to study the 4 Ps of marketing. So I don't know if anyone in marketing remembers these, but I remember distinctly going through, I'd remember three and then forget the last one. I would start with that and going over and over. And the last one I remember was how I remember it now is the order: product, place, promotion. I remember thinking, like, if I can't get it this time, then I'll give up. I remember doing product, place, promotion, and I couldn't get it. And I think how, with that kind of transitioning with it to the scholarship and thinking of it with people who we're serving with special abilities, our special ability scholarship, is the kind of transitioning of like with the product, the school that they're going to, like, is this going to be a good school? Are they going to be able to major and focus in what they really want to do? What are they learning? What are the takeaways? How important, how valuable is it? That kind of product stuff. And then huge, kind of once again, it's not fair, place. I was at University of Michigan, so I remember I'd go to the hospital for some of my testing and then be able to walk over to the modern language building because my Spanish teacher said I could sit in on all my classes for free. So even though I wasn't an enrolled student, these students that we have to think about place because there's different kinds of medical conditions or different kinds of situations that are going on. So the location very important. And then promotion, how are they going to be able to use this degree and how are they going to be able to say like, here's my degree, my major, my concentration, and using that to get to the next level. And my dream with this scholarship is that we'd be able to step in and say, we're here to help. It's okay if you can't remember the fourth P. We understand. Been there before. We're here to help. So that was a blog post in April of 2024. I wrote that like when we grow up, all about our goal was to be able to start a scholarship. And at that time, it's a little bit dry in here, man. Goodness. This closet, yeah. So in 2024, wrote the April 2024, wrote the blog post when we grow up. And it was all about sometime in the future, would love to start a scholarship. And that was me writing about me, what I just said about here. But at that time, wasn't comfortable saying that that was my experience. And now, thankfully, can say that I've come out of the epilepsy closet and able to say that I have epilepsy, that this is a condition that I've overcome. I can say I have epilepsy. Epilepsy doesn't have me. We're grown as an organization and we're able to contribute and give back. So with looking into it with the scholarships is making sure, kind of was touching on before, is not just looking into number one thing with our scholarships, not looking into students like what is your GPA or, you know, are you captain of the football team? You know, nothing kind of things like that, but understanding where our students are coming from. And it's like, are you actually giving back to the community? Are you overcoming your situation and kind of looking into, are they using what they have as a crutch? Or are they using that as, my saying is, one can use a difficult situation as insulation or inspiration. And are they using that situation as an inspiration to work harder and to give back and make a difference and impact others? So that was some things we looked through. Special thanks to Wells Fargo for being one of the sponsors for these scholarships. And I will be traveling out to see them because they are sponsoring some of our entertainment systems as well. So right now, the current winners that we have, Tatiana, Gavin, and Alan. And these three, yes, there we go. I'm getting a round of
yeah, thank you.
Yes, excellent. Yes, there you go, Alan. Excellent. Thank you. So what it was is went through wasn't my bias menu or wasn't so there was first so I got some background. There was over 400 applicants. So if you guys are on here, please make sure you get a big head. There was over 400 applicants and it was too much for me to review the first round by myself. So we had 3 sets of judges to narrow it down before we got it to the 3 judges who reviewed and did the finalists. So can say did a lot of scraping and cleaning to get to these. So Alan, did you want to say anything or any comments there? Or I heard you say the thank you. That's good. We can do, yeah. So that's thank
me?
you.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You're talking to me?
Yes, it's talking to you.
Oh, I would say I would like to say thank you for this scholarship and yeah, I'm looking forward to like earning this and using it to kind of like proceed with my education. So
Yeah, and first, to clarify, not earning it because you've already earned it. with and that's not me speaking. That's not just me speaking. That's sixth level of judges speaking. So
Mm.
you've already earned it. So thank you for that. I think I did send you an email. There's one thing missing. So thank you very much for earning it on that part.
Yeah.
That is excellent. So I'm
Mm.
looking forward to that. So we will stay in touch and there'll be send some follow-up emails. I have send some maybe after I put my mom to bed, we'll go send some make a run and see my ladies at the post office and mail out those checks. So
Okay.
thank you.
Yep.
And this part here, it is kind of like was touching on a little bit before with from me, my one son, once again being 100% open and honest here. I with my background and like what I did with school and and Trey, they can vouch, like I understood the importance of school and school activities and volunteering, love obviously of cards and creativity, all of the value of that. But I have to be honest that I gave up. When it was originally the idea of Cards for Kids chapters were brought up. I said, that's great. Like, and then trying to do it and trying to hear more about these chapters and hear what they were doing and seeing the responses from it, I gave up. I was like, this isn't working. Kind of washed my hands of it. I don't think this will work out. And I gave up. And that's something where if you think about it, like all this talking about this gentleman with brain surgery, and I've I can say another thing I gave up on is keeping track of all the diagnoses doctors are giving me, but I can overcome those. But I was like, these kinds of things of what can these students doing? I think it was when I saw one of the chapters were posting pictures of like get well soon things and all this kind of stuff going on. And it's like, is this really worth it? But then I can say, Christine stepped in, reached out, and we connected, and she took over. She was like, I will be the point person. And it's the kind of thing where it was like, not like I need to run this on my own, but it was like sharing is caring, like keeping me updated, showing me here's the chapters I'm talking to and all that kind of stuff. And so now it's to the point where it's not um, simply growing, but it's to the point where it's a dream. Like one of the background blog posts I wrote was in my neighborhood, where it was like a dream of mine would be able to, back in the day when I was in shape and I could run around my neighborhood, and ended it always in front of Whitney Young High School. And it was always a dream of mine to have a Whitney Young students help us count and proof cards. And now the Whitney Young student chapter, we're having a call in a couple of weeks about how they can do that. So that's the dream there. And I'm very thankful for Christine. So Christine, if you wanted to step in and say how you have been making dreams come true.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for that kind introduction, Ike. That was very sweet of you. And I'm very excited to really make the student programs grow and hopefully achieve that dream for you. Um, well, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Christine C. I currently serve as the student programs ambassador for Cards for Kids. A little bit about myself. So I grew up in a multi-generational home. I had four grandparents in my home, so I spent a lot of time in my life going to hospitals and nursing homes. And I really saw what a difference a card could make, something as small as a handmade card could make for my grandparents and for their neighbors. So since then, that experience really fulfills my purpose and my reason why I continue to create cards and give back with Cards for Kids. And with that, that's why I'm in this role today. So now currently I'm connecting with student leaders and really helping bridge that gap between the nonprofit and all of the amazing work that students are creating on campuses and really contributing to Cards for Kids worldwide. We currently have about 15 active student chapters, ranging from some people here from Texas, hey guys, and then to Spain. So we have several students, and students are truly the future of our generation. So I'm very excited to see how this is going to create an impact throughout Cards for Kids. So with that, I'd love to really introduce you guys to a student that's currently running a chapter of Cards for Kids. And I'd really love to get you guys to understand the impact that these students are making for the organization as a whole. So I'd love to introduce Emma.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma.
So I have some questions for Emma. We're going to do it in a interview format. We'd love to see your reaction, so go ahead and then hit some reaction buttons after she's answering my questions. But like I said, this is just a great opportunity for you guys to really see the impact that students are creating for this organization. So Emma, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what school you represent, your goals for the future, how you got involved with Cards for Kids?
Yes, I would love to. Hi everyone, my name is Emma Portillo. I'm from Palm Springs, California, and I am representing California State University Fullerton. I am the president of California State University Fullerton Cards for Kids Club. For the goals that I have for myself in the future is to leave an impactful presence in every room. And I've seen this in those that I surround myself with and continue to meet on campus and in my everyday life. Ultimately, being an impactful presence is about making others feel seen, heard, and valued. And by combining my genuine self-assurance with strong communication and interpersonal skills, this is how I see myself in my future, and I hope others can recognize it in themselves. And then how did I hear about Cards for Kids and what inspires and motivates me to continue to give back is I found myself in my first year at Cal State Fullerton, and I was walking on our Titan Walk, and I stumbled upon our Discover Fest, which is a way to learn more about clubs and organizations on campus. And I wanted to find something that connected to my heart and my community. And I was curious to see a group of students wearing a shirt that said uplifting spirits one card at a time. And this sparked my curiosity about the wonders of what this meant and it motivated for me to hear all the great messages that Cards for Kids offers. And I joined Cards for Kids because of the welcoming cards and warming hearts surrounding and supporting this meaningful, impactful message. And I still have my first card from Cards for Kids, and it was the first thing that I decided to put on my bulletin board at Cal State Fullerton. And I want to give back the same feeling to those around me that Cards for Kids has given me, a warm, welcoming, inspiring, heartening, and an inviting foundation for myself and my community.
Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that, and thank you guys for the reactions. It's awesome.
Thank you.
So how did, what makes Cards for Kids so special? I'm sure this is something that when you answer, everybody can nod and agree with, but we'd love to hear for you, Emma, what do you really think makes it special and being a leader in the organization?
Cards for Kids is special to me because it gives me a space to be myself. I love to create affirmation cards that will impact others, and the mission of Cards for Kids aligns with what I want in my life. Encouraging others with a handmade affirmation card builds a beautiful flower in our hearts that we didn't know we needed. The cards from students on campus and I've received from being a part of Cards for Kids has touched my heart, and I can see that it's touched so many. And they fulfilled the parts of my heart and those that needed more love. I feel appreciated in Cards for Kids and in my everyday life. And along with being a leader is something that I never saw in my future, but being a leader is something that is so important for me and for my life. I was happily given the opportunity by Christine and by my former president, Kelly. And being a part of Cards for Kids at CSUF has led me to the confidence that I have today. And not only did I meet people like Christine and Kelly, but I've joined a beautiful family on campus that is so warm and welcoming at our events. And it's amazing what we do at school and how we're contributing to our community. And that's what makes it special for me.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing about that. Definitely being a leader, you're making an impact in your community. And I truly think that, we were all once students. And like I said, students are the future of our generation. So seeing the impact that you made and for everybody here, just being here today truly shows that you all have a heart of service. And I'm really glad to see everybody here in all these spaces. And my last question is, so what advice would you give to a new chapter for any students who are on here thinking about starting a chapter? We'd love to hear some encouragement, some motivation, what makes it amazing.
Yeah, starting a chapter at your school or university can lead to opportunities and inspiration for yourself and within your community. Our impact within Cards for Kids is about affirmation cards, and we make to encourage and inspire for those who need an uplifting spirit to bring them into a positive light of some of the most difficult times. But it's also remembering that positive life that we have, and it's been a rewarding 4 years of my life. Today, like here in this meeting, I'm spreading and sharing my testimony and many testimonies from our chapter. And the recommendation I would give to anyone is to remember why you want to be a part of Cards for Kids. We make an affirmation card, but the purpose is the most rewarding thing that Cards for Kids offers. And finding your purpose and finding the love that you want to share, a gift with those who need it the most. And a card can go anywhere and reach those who need a powerful message to keep them their day going. And I am happy to say that I am leaving an impact on myself and those in my community, and I hope that others find it too.
Thank you, Emma. That was incredible. I'm sure you all can relate as well. If we can give her some hearts, some love, some reactions here.
Thank you.
And for any students on this call, if you're still in school and you're interested in starting up a chapter, and really giving back to the community and Cards for Kids, send us an email. We'd love to get in contact with you and really see how this part of the Cards for Kids program will continue to grow throughout the year. And I'm gonna go ahead and direct it back to Ike.
All right, sorry, thanks. I was doing some scholarship stuff, getting that set up. Last thing I needed. Excellent. So I think with now about to transition to one of the most important parts, and I think one of the main reasons we all joined in together is making the cards. And from this, I can say it wasn't, some of these guidelines weren't my idea originally, but it was more confirmation from some of our partners. So let me go and share the screen a little bit. Let's see. All right. I think, well, with this, we are expanding. We're not just sending cards to pediatric patients, but as I was kind of mentioning, and with the places that we're sending it, it's a lot of wide variety. One of the main places, maybe I should be having Jennifer speak on this because she's the one who's responsible for making sure all the packages go, and she can tell you what's missing. But she can vouch that military is one that we often run short on, seniors, needing those. So it is kind of feeling not just cards for children, or bookmarks is another big thing that we need, bags, but we do have, like I said, we're equal opportunity encouragers, getting a wide variety. But it's just the main thing is that not the cards, including, well, we'll get to it. So including positive messages. So the thing is, with this, cards in a wide variety of languages, here are some examples of languages that we need. English, Spanish, and French are some of the main ones that we use, can use in a wide variety of places. But we can say Romanian is one that we're often short because that is needed both here in the US and in Romania. So those are some ideas. And then some ideas for cards that the kind of messages. It is these kinds of messages on here. So something what we say is like positive proclamations. So instead of we had it's another timed one. We'll get rid of it here. Instead of something to speak on it. Instead of a card with a message like, well, we can think of myself, something like someone giving me something that said, get well soon. And it's like, all right, with myself with epilepsy, I'm sure the doctors are working on it, but that's not really coming around soon. Or someone wrote a blog post about this, something with like stay strong or some other things we get. I forget. There's always rainbows after I forget that message. After the rain, yeah, something like that. We don't want to do any kind of thing referring to the current situation, but instead just positive proclamation, saying something about how that person who you're making that card for is wonderful, not letting them think that I'm getting this card because of my situation, but feeling positive about it regardless. That's what our overall goal is for it. So if there are any questions from anyone before they get making it, you can also check with Erin. Erin is a professional. She's made bunches of cards, held some events with Christina here, the two of them. They will be able to show you their cards that they've made. You can check in with them. Any questions from anyone? Okay, take that silence as a no. So okay, we can
Recording
use
in progress.
Okay, okay. Oopsies. Sorry, little technical difficulties with the echoes. So who created this program? And I'm really interested in joining and volunteering for this program because it looks very inspirational and matches with my message of bringing something to the community, giving to the community, as well as supporting the community. So I'd like to be a part of that.
Yes, I accidentally created it. So what I say is I accidentally created it on purpose. So it was supposed to be the story that people wanted. Do you want the true story or the story people want to hear?
Authentic story, please.
The authentic story? Okay. My mom just said I had to say the short story. So the authentic short story is I was really stressed about being busy with so much going on. And I was thinking, I wish there was just a way I could combine all of this together and achieve all these objectives at once. I wish it was. And then I thought, like, oh, what if I do that? And so it was having kids from my church, because I was doing all these different activities, had kids from my church working with young adults from this group that I was leading, make cards for kids at the hospital that I was volunteering at. And so that all worked out. Everyone loved it. Then I was like, oh, let me keep doing it. And then it grew. And then now we have, as Christine was saying, chapters in different countries, and we're sending cards. We have at least 2 partnerships in each state and sending cards globally. So it is something. Are you in the Chicago area or?
I'm in Vegas, but I don't mind sending cards to sending cards in, or just helping outside of here. I coach for teens, so I could ask them to help send it out if anything. So I would love to do that.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, it's I have a biased perspective of Vegas because it's we have a group. I know them as Universally Bringing Smiles, but I think they go by UBS officially. But they're located in one of our contacts in Las Vegas was very helpful, and she helped get it going and advocated to a bunch of others. You guys know them as UBS branches and got them all activated and strong. So love, and make sure that we have sending a lot of cards to different places in Nevada as well. So we'll be reaching Nevada as well as other partners worldwide.
Perfect. Thank you. And thank you for sharing.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, you can just fill out either send a message on here or send a message to on our contact us form, either Dave, Jennifer, myself, we will follow up with you on how to, and if it was interested in a chapter, then you can talk to Christine. But pretty much, people who you'll be talking to are, you're looking at them now, so you can put a face to an email address.
Thank you. I will be reaching out soon. Thank you.
Sounds good. All right. Okay, so everyone can feel free to use some of the time. We want to, you know, everyone can make some cards. And I know one of the things that, let's see, would love to do at the end before it's over, before people hop off, is like do a group shot. Because it was, I think we showed like during COVID, that's when we had the big peak. And as our message was, during this time of social distancing, groups are working together to make a difference. And we had everyone send pictures of like screenshots like this. And so that's something I think we'll do and we'll use on social media and everything. Just kind of people taking pictures. And sorry, Trey, I think I'll force you to come turn your camera back on. Problem with being my best friend. Shouldn't have signed up in kindergarten. All right, so I'm gonna go turning my camera off for just a second to grab some markers and stuff, but I will be back and everyone you can get into with your art supplies and making some.
Can I get back on?
Yes, any kind of card. We showed it a little bit before as we're reaching a wide variety of people of different ages. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't have used the C word. Any kind of piece of artwork, because it is could be bookmarks, it could be um, it could be, oh, I can't see it, bags, anything like that. Let's see. Let me pull in. We will have Dave, do you have by chance the link to the raffle?
Yep.
Okay, so we will have a 50-50 raffle for this. When I'll put that link in the chat for everyone. So those kind of work. So it is putting that in there, and whoever wins, you get 50% of the total pot, and the other 50% is used helping us for our shipping and our back end costs.
EK, what was the decorated bag? You said something about bags. I'm not familiar with that. I know about the cards and the bookmarks, but
Yeah,
what were the bags?
hopefully you get swarmed with bags.
Uh-oh.
It's that's one for our, especially for our Texas people who are responding earlier. The nonprofit, what they do is they give kids who don't have lunches, give them lunches. They
Okay.
give, but instead of, in order to help that negative alignment, like people may feel a little bit discouraged. I'm getting a free lunch or I'm getting something. We give them decorated bags for it.
Okay.
So same thing as a card, but um, a bag like just has a positive image on it.
Okay. Just the brown lunch bags then.
Give brown, white, any kind of thing, but the size of that like lunch bag. What you think?
Yeah.
Brown lunch bag. Yeah.
Okay.
And I can put some examples that I just got from
You know, EK, I just had a thought too. I don't know if you knew tonight is National Night Out. August 5th is always National Night Out. And police departments do different things in different communities and stuff. There's something at Navy Pier tonight. My friend told me she went last year and they had a lot of things for kids and stuff and families. So I was just thinking, you know, thanking officers sometimes too for what they do, or fire, you know, all emergency personnel. I don't know.
yeah, that's something that's a great. We do one we're often short on. We do serve one of our nonprofit partners that we work with sends stuff to pretty much first responders.
Okay.
So we do send them 3,000
Gotcha.
cards per quarter.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's something we do on a consistent basis. But
That's great.
nah, that's a little bit. So sorry, Mom, for ruining your national night out 20 years ago.
No,
Glad we're able to celebrate this night in together. 20 years.
exactly. Well, even like just turning your front porch light on. Some communities just ask if you do that, just turn your front porch light on from like 6 to 9, or, you know, 9 to 10 or whatever, just to kind of show your support. It's not always, you know, having to gather and do something, but.
And another, like, I'm guessing if people are on here are new, but it's friendly reminders about this is all Cards for Kids week. So with virtual, people I know are in a wide variety of places, but this being one thing that everyone can join in from any location. But the other part is also our Kendra Scott fundraiser. And that's something where being able to get some Kendra Scott jewelry and use our give back code. And that is able to raise money for us. And they often donate not just financially to us, but donate jewelry to our partners. Are you looking for something? Hmm? Put that in the chat. So I'm going to do my go-to card, what I always do. I didn't think of it at first. I'm not creative. So every card counts because um, I'm in data analytics and I love numbers. So that's why every card is counted and tracked. And I harass Dan and work with Dan, who's here and been volunteering, helping us set up a data platform so we're able to track where all the cards are coming from and where they're going to. So every card is counted and tracked that way. And then it has the double meaning of every card counts, as we talked about this 20-year anniversary on my brain surgery, and thinking about what was worse than that was the EEGs and what it was like being stuck in my room. And that's when the doctors came in and said, like, oh, based on the upcoming surgery, you may not be able, actually, we have Trey and my mom. They said, based on the surgery, you may not be able to speak anymore. And I was like, wow. And I like called my mom. That's, if you read the blog post, can't complain. Yeah. I called my mom and then called Trey. And then they told me I may not be able to remember anything. I think I called my brother and I called Trey. That's one of the only fights that Trey and I got into was after I was released, he yelled at me for not leaving my return address or return phone number. Instead of Christina, I think for that it's up to you. In terms of whether it's smaller or larger. I know for me, I have a relationship with the ladies at the post office, so I'll get the cut and I like seeing them if I don't go for a certain amount of time. If I send small batches, they say like, that's it? You're looking, make jokes about my size, like that kind of thing. So I like to send bigger packages, but it's for us, we can do either or. So we'll have some events, and there's some of our volunteers who like to count larger packages. Like I have some volunteers who do that. Then there's some volunteers, sure you can attest to, like doing smaller ones and all that. So I think it is, if they're doing smaller batches, it's great if it's not like, an envelope or a package with four, like 10 packages of 4 cards all sent at the same time, but if they are like spread out over time, then that works well.
I know for myself, usually I try to like put a pretty decent amount together before I ship them to you guys. So, I mean, is it better to do like a couple hundred in a batch, or just kind of accumulate them and then send you like 1,300?
Wow. So everyone, yeah, I guess this S word. So look at Jennifer say, okay, you're thinking the same thing, Jennifer. I'm not, and Dave the same. A couple hundred for some people, that's like a year's worth. So a couple hundred that's exactly. Look at the faces. That's enough. That's more. That's package ship
Okay.
worthy. Yes.
Okay. Well, this is what you call like it's my excuse to watch TV and just couch potato it at night. I can make cards. So I'm actually doing something good while I'm doing something bad. So it evens everything out.
Yeah, you're exactly. Just you're changing the world. It's yeah. I don't know if you saw on our social where we had those kids from Indonesia with their cards, and so we're gonna send them like trying to be equal. So we're sending them some stuff, and then we'll send some treats for the dogs and all kinds of stuff supporting them. So it's happiness all over. But yeah, Australia.
Okay.
So
Cool. I'll just keep racking them up.
we'll keep shipping them out. It's teamwork.
On a happy note, I was going through some cards today and someone sent a donation check along with the cards. So it was one of the groups. I can't remember which one it is, but I'll give it to you on Saturday when I see you at the event on Saturday. So, and they said, you know, so that you can use that towards the postage of sending the cards out. So I thought that was really nice, and can always use some positive news, right?
Exactly. Yes, that's always helpful because that's, I feel, our most consistent expense, and is covering that shipping as we
Right.
go more, is that shipping rate shape. But that is, I think that's one of the most distinctive things about our organization is that we are, one, sending cards globally to, you know, what I say is always ranging from orphans in Indonesia to families in Indianapolis, you know, and everywhere in between. And then also that we're encouraging nonprofits of all sizes. But it's that shipping cost to reach, you know, Australia and depends who you ask, Hong Kong. Yeah, so to say how many countries, I can't really say. Like, depends who you ask, because it's like Hong Kong, Taiwan. Yes, I don't ever answer that question. I'll just provide a list. We say 50 plus. I'll let you decide the details.
What
Sorry,
kind of
Chi-Chi.
cards are people making? I see some examples. I need some inspiration.
I'm just doing a bunch of stamping of things right now. I kind of do it in pieces, you know, so
Smart.
I'll like stamp and then I'll kind of put it together on a card. Then another night I might just write the messages. So I kind of do it like that sometimes.
Smart.
I'm doing my go-to here where it says like you are, and it says awesome, brave, cool, and then it's like a multiple choice, and then you open it up and it's gonna say like a pop-up like D, all of the above.
That's cute.
You know, something where it doesn't take any kind of drawing or creativity, but it's an easy one there.
And a positive message. And I love how you said one of the stories you tell is about how some child got a card and, you know, not everybody has great artistic talent, but he said something like, I can tell they really tried, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like so sweet. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I do. So I see some people, do we want to do the picture? Do people have cards completed yet, or do we? Because I see we are losing people. Does anyone, or do we want to do that photo a little bit later?
We should probably do it now.
Yeah, I could put one together real quick.
Micah, did you complete your card?
Okay. Still in process, but we'll work on it.
Okay.
Yeah, my go-to with the popsicle sticks. I'm your biggest fan, and just make a little fan.
That's cute.
Yes.
Cute. I didn't
I
finish,
heard
I
that
just
card.
kind of put one together. I haven't finished it yet, but that's kind of the start of it, and I'll color it in and write messages on it.
Okay. Let's do that picture before we lose anyone else. Yes.
Wow.
Erin is a professional, man. She's the reason. I'll say it afterwards, but let me see.
I found a bunch of ones that I'd started the outside and I need to put the message in the inside, so.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's see.
I think I blinked.
I'll put it. It's I always put when I take those pictures of people
Oh, there's the
holding
back.
the cards, I always put it, let them see it and approve.
Yes, because my agent prefers to see my pictures before they get published.
Yes. So there we go. It's in the chat, so people see it before it goes on social.
Yeah, I never thought I would put like a garlic sticker. I'll come up with something, but garlic stickers. Who would have thought you can find garlic stickers? You can find them.
One more time for a picture.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Very good. Everyone. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right.
I just looked up some garlic jokes. I didn't realize there were so many garlic puns out there.
I was trying to think of something like what is
where is it at? Why did the garlic break up with the onion?
Oh, they both both cause bad breath.
something about
Gonna say.
It was tired of being in a tearful relationship.
something about tear, yeah.
I do
That's
pretty
good.
good. I do pretty good with I think it's Beano.com. They usually have a lot of food, like a lot of like food jokes. I think it's called Beano.com. Actually, pretty much anything. Elephants, animals. I've used them a lot.
Garlic went to therapy because it had too many layers. Garlic told a joke, but it was a bit too raw.
Yeah.
I know my dogs think I'm crazy sometimes because I'll come up, I'll find a joke or something. I just start cracking up and they're both looking at me like, what are you laughing at, lady? They're just looking around. What are you laughing at?
Hey, Georgia, I just looked at that picture. Thank you. You're making some bags there. Thank you. I just took a closer look at that. And to touch on, I don't know if everyone's heard I've shared it a bunch of times. It was back, Cherie's story, what she was saying, heard me say it. It was back when we spelled our name with S's. So before we were certified, when I just used to hand out cards after my volunteer shifts, it used to always, we'd get some horrible cards because they're just made by some coworkers who were just doing it, weren't very creative like myself, and didn't put as much effort into it. And so I'd always, when I was handing them out to kids, during the volunteer shifts, I would explain to them how some kids draw pictures for a living, and that's what they do, like our creative department. And then I would tell them how other kids do math problems and solve for like more of the engineers and other stuff like that. And so I was telling them like some of the math problems people can't draw pictures as well. And so I was kind of explaining, and I was trying to explain that to this little, I had a good way of saying it to everyone and they'd all understand. And I was explaining it to this one little child and they interrupted me and he's like, I could tell he tried really hard, and took the card and went running back to go show his parents like how excited he was to get it. And it's just like, it's the thought that counts. I think that's one of the stories, but one of the a few other ones where it was handing out the cards and it was maybe like a grandmother and a patient or mother and a patient, like two of them sitting, and it was handed them a card and it was just like, oh, this is just what we needed right now. You know, like, but I'm very thankful. And I was just like, wow, like, okay. I don't know if they had just what kind of news they had heard. Then the last, I think, memorable one was I was, you know, even probably more flustered. I was annoyed and I was real tired. I was like frustrated, but I'm like, let me finish these deliveries. And I was in, I guess, like the NICU and was delivering cards because there's like a bunch of all in a big room, and I was dropping them off, making my rounds. On my way out, I saw like the family that like went and like picked up the baby and propped up the baby to hold it with the card, and like we're taking a picture with the card, and it's like, so it's like that's a Kodak moment. And it's just like, wow, like I can't, how much they mean.
I think it's getting dry in here too.
I understood. It was, I
It's
don't know if there's
dusty.
like
Yeah,
dusty.
that's it. It's dusty.
Exactly. It's dusty over here, so I feel your pain. Yes.
The smoke in the air from Canada.
There you go.
Yes.
Blame it all on the smoke in Canada from Canada.
Yeah,
Yes.
the air quality's been really bad. It really has been bad lately.
Yeah, we're in Metro Detroit, and yeah, we're kind of getting the same thing.
Yeah.
That haze.
Where in Canada? I just hear like fires in Canada, but I don't hear like.
I don't know exactly where it is. I don't know. I know the West Coast too, California, Arizona, just all the West Coast. They have a lot of fires out there too. Arizona, it's more northern right now, like Grand Canyon, northern Grand Canyon area and stuff. They've had some that have been there for a while. Haven't really gotten it under control.
Yeah, because I believe last summer it was the same thing with Canada, that there was quite a large fire that affected us last year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Could be the same fire and it just never went out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
You were mentioning, you know, some people don't have talent. So we're actually going to our main office in South Dakota in a couple of weeks, and they're going to have a Cardz For Kidz card making session. But everybody was grumbling because they don't have, like, they just aren't good with making cards. So needless to say, I'm making cards and they're going to be filling them.
No
excuses.
There we go. No, as long as I try really hard, it makes it there. And I think it is. That's great. As long as they're trying, and everyone, I think the big thing, signing them with their first name, so it's like bye. And it is, if it is like signing them from South Dakota, like that'll be people in Florida, people in all our different locations will be like really shocked. I had, you know, a father reach out to me and saying like, or I could see them like showing like, here's where we live and here's where this card, like using that as like a geography time.
Yeah, because there'll be people from when we're meeting together, there'll be obviously Michigan, South Dakota, Florida. Where else? A couple people from Florida. we're kind of spread out. West Virginia, so there'll be a bunch of people coming in.
This reminded me of a tip for future. Like, I don't, from what I've heard, what I experienced, I don't know if it's still true. Maybe we should ask Micah. Like, recommendation is, if possible, using print rather than cursive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, once in a blue moon, I cheat.
Yeah, I remember this. One of the other more memorable stories was at Lurie. Had told a boy he could pick out his favorite card, and he picked a hot dog that had a word on it. He picked it, and then he showed it to his dad to read it for him. And the dad like looked at him, then looked at me, really embarrassed, and was like, "Read that word. You know that word." And the boy's like, "I don't. I can't read it." And I was like back and forth, and the dad like kept looking at me, embarrassed, like, and I'm like, "It's okay if you can't." And then the boy said like, "I can't, Dad. It's in cursive." And the dad was like, "Oh, it's Chicago." Yeah, and it's like, okay, so that is, I've heard that it was stopped, and then I heard that some places are teaching it. So we try to send some of those cursive cards a little bit more to seniors, but yeah.
Yeah, after a while, my hand starts cramping up, and so it's just too much energy to pick that pen up for every letter. So sometimes it kind of turns into cursive.
Are they? Yeah, exactly. With that. Yeah, so the amount you're making makes sense. Dave, are they learning cursive now? Like, what are you? And yeah, are they not learning? I wonder if it's different by school, by like. I wish that we knew like this state was doing cursive.
Have a great night, y'all. I gotta go.
Thank
Good
you very
night.
much. Thank you. Night. Okay. So depends on the school. So like like different districts, and that's like Chicago, like different districts within Chicago are teaching cursive.
Different districts within Illinois, but within Chicago, the CPS, you have different the regions and the groups in Chicago also. Maybe focusing on that, and then you have some schools individually that may be focused on it. At one point, it was starting to come back as a CPS wide thing, but it may have not gone as far. But some schools, depending on where you are still teaching it in Chicago.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like it can be
It's not universal anymore.
yeah, you can't say like yeah, can't be like cursive cards go here. Yeah. So
yeah, I know a number of 20 people in their 20s who not all, but a good amount who can't read it.
in their 20s? Wow.
Yeah, because they stopped teaching around there.
I've determined I'm just getting old and just have to embrace it.
Wow. That wow.
I know what it used to be, the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. So you really got to throw writing out the door now.
That's a thinking about it too. Like with the arithmetic, how they didn't even start with that, but I didn't catch that till just now.
If you said it with a little bit of swagger and just drop the A. So Ike, facing what you faced 20 years ago, what would you tell yourself 20 years ago? I know it's deep.
Yeah. What would I would tell myself, I think it was more of yeah, I think it was like
that's a hard one. That's okay. I was just thinking about like if thinking about your circumstance and like what you've done with those circumstances and turning into something so incredibly positive.
mhm.
Would
I think
like persevere.
I think if I was telling myself 20, I'd say, here, where we go. Don't forget
Yeah.
that, like, so that'd be the thing where it was all the positivity and all the how does it like bias, like confidence that I had for the surgery, where it was, why worry? My statement to myself was, why worry about losing in the second quarter when you know you'll win the game? That's what I went through when I was preparing for my surgery, and that was my statement over and over. But then I think it would be telling myself if I saw it, be like, you know what, hold on to that. Like, these days I feel the doctors, it's almost like if, hold on, is Chi still on the line here? Do we still have a doctor on the line? No, she's gone. Yeah, I feel it's almost like a conspiracy. Like doctors are like, let's make something up. It's like, oh yeah, you have skin cancer. We triple checked and blah 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 blah. And it's like, oh really? Like that's well, and then it's like go to another doctor. It's like, yeah, you don't have skin cancer. You're fine. It's like, okay, it's not. They don't. Keep how many times that's happened with different things. So it'd be the kind of thing like I tell myself, like, you've been through that, remember that confidence and hold through it as stuff goes on.
Well, and like they say, we know our bodies better than anybody. So it's one of those things that sometimes even though I think we're kind of like taught to like entrust, different professions, that always question it though too.
Yeah.
Help yourself.
Yeah. So it's been special, but it's been something where I'm thinking it's all in perspective, where it's like, okay, this has been a good learning lesson. And now it's I can say now it's been helpful. I'm in a place where I feel confident. Where yeah, it's my current job that I have right now. I was leading something, showing a new tool that I created, and I had a seizure while I was going through and presenting. And this was a few years ago, and I didn't get fired. I had that at another job, and I got let go for some other reasons. But I can say how things have progressed, where it's now like I'm at a part where I can now confidently say, I have epilepsy. I can wear my purple shirt, say Purple Pride, and feel about it and say, I have epilepsy. Epilepsy doesn't have me. And we can grow from there.
Love it.
And
And
Chris, Tina, you were talking about questioning, the doctor or whatever, and I had sent this to a friend of mine who's had some stuff. And it says, the doctor says, don't confuse your Google search with my 6 years of medical school. And the patient says, well, don't confuse the 1 hour lecture you had on my condition with 20 years of my living with it. It's like, yeah, there's so many things that someone can have,
And there's always those ones though that, oh, well, it could be this, or 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 it could be this, because the symptoms are almost identical.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. But EK, I always like your positive attitude. Like whenever I ask, now I can never remember your exact words when I always say, well, how are you doing?
You guys can fill in the blank. Aaron, can you unmute? EK, how are you doing? What's my response? Aaron, pop quiz. Do you remember? I know it's been.
I can never remember the exact words. I know
Aaron
it's
should
positive.
know.
Some about as long as I'm breathing, maybe, or is that what it is? Is that your mom? Is Robin?
That's my, yes, that's my mom.
Hi, Robin. I hear about you all the time.
Breathing, so I can't complain.
That's it.
That's it. I was close. I was on the right track.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
And then I think
that's
said, go ahead.
That's what I said. It's kind of what the story was saying is the full thing is doctors told me I may not be able to speak anymore. I may not remember anything. And they gave me my will multiple times to fill out. Upset. So what I say is I'm breathing. I'm able to say it. I remember to say it. It's true. So no matter what else is going on, I can't complain.
Yeah.
Just the shortened version of breathing, so I can't complain. And then the shortened version, just can't complain.
Yeah, and I think I sent you something. I don't remember what country it was, but it just kind of reminded me of you and your positive attitude. And it was something about, I don't know if it was in Norway or what country, when someone says, how are you? They say up and not crying. It's like, oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yes.
It's light here.
Really quickly, thank you for the scholarship. I appreciate it. But I did have a commitment that I have to go to soon, so I'm gonna have to go. But I can't wait to be sending my cards out, and I'll definitely reach out to you guys later on. So my mom and I are gonna hop off, and thank you very much. It's much appreciated, and I can't wait to hear from you guys soon.
Excellent. Thank you.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you for
you.
changing the world.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Is your mom on the?
Yes, she is.
Oh.
She goes on
feel
stage.
Okay, I was gonna say I feel like I know her more than I kind of sent her emails and stuff.
Oh, she's coming over here.
I was sitting in my own spot drawing over there. Hi.
Yeah, emailed you a couple times. So yes, hello. How are you doing?
Hello. Thank you very much again. Thank you. God bless you all for everything. This is means a lot. It's been a long journey, and I'm sorry to hear everything you've gone through. But it's like it's nice that you turned it into something so positive, because it's not easy to do. Definitely not easy, and especially for your mother there, a big hug to her, because for us parents, when you have someone, children going through stuff, it's tough. It's hard. I mean, you don't stop stressing out. So a big hug to her and to you for everything you've done.
Sounds good. Thank you for the fast replies to those emails.
Absolutely. We're excited about the whole thing. Thank you.
And
All right.
to touch on that, I look up too for staying strong through going through so much at a young age. So props to that.
Props to yeah. Teamwork. There we go. It's both of us. So inspiration.
Definitely.
Thank you. Enjoy your other commitment. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. What was that? Dry. No, it's not dry here. There's no wind blowing. It's good. And we haven't been vacuuming it recently, so I'm good.
It's the dog's fault.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm allergic, so.
It's those garlic and onions.
So this is Josie. I just wanted to show off what I was drawing. I love drawing.
Oh,
so this is mine.
Aww.
I just want to share. So
That's
if you
great.
see any stars and things coming across like that, that's me. I like to do all kinds of colors and stuff, but
Love that.
yay. But thank you again.
That's excellent.
Cool.
I can hear you, Mom, but I don't know if they can because you're muted. Can you, I don't know if you could hear my mom. She's saying she's doing the same thing.
Oh, is
That's
she?
so cool.
That's
Oh,
cool.
awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah, hers is blurred. Can't see it as
Yeah.
well.
Let me see. Let me see if I can.
No, his mom's is blurred. Oh,
Oh,
no, I
there
see
we go.
it.
Stars. Aw.
That's great.
All right, so that's, I'm pretty much gonna say the same thing about you shine the brightest.
You shine the brightest is what hers is going to say. So,
Ah,
right.
I love it. Yes. Well, big hug to you.
Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you.
Good.
Atlanta just like two words.
And I know we have it in the chat, but just as reminder, we have this with this being the 20-year anniversary, trying to do more than just the one Cardz For Kidz Day. So we have kind of mentioned before the Kendra Scott, which is anyone, anywhere can participate and join in. But then we also have the, I think the next one that we have going on is the meeting up at Franklin Barbecue, where we go out there and dine and eat, just say Cardz For Kidz, and they will donate a portion of the meal to our organization, helping us out there. And then as well, the big part we have is the Cardz For Kidz mixer at Logan 11. So that just for $5 contribution will have snacks and different kinds of, as always, card making and different things going on through there. So the Russell's barbecue and the Cardz For Kidz mixers are more for the local people, but being able to shop at Kendra Scott and this are open for everyone. And that's one of the exciting benefit parts is people all over have been able to join in and contribute. And it is, we have it in here, people still can do the 50/50 raffle. So it is, if you have to, you can contribute, and if you have to leave early, that's fine. We will have your email address and can follow up with you after.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out. I gotta clean this up, and tomorrow's my hubby's birthday, so we might go to town, so gotta get some things together, so. 20 years, that's awesome, and you know, I'm so glad I moved to Chicago, back to Chicago, and was able to work directly with you, EK. It's funny, I was in Kansas when I first started and just was making cards here and there, and now to become more involved and meet you and Dave and go to some of your events, and I'll see you on Saturday too. I'll be out there on Saturday. So,
Does he need 100 birthday cards?
At least.
Okay, yeah, because that's
because he's getting old.
Had nothing to do with age. I was just saying, we were saying supply and demand earlier. That's one thing we have a big supply of, and not as much of it. So,
Oh yeah, the birthday cards. Yeah,
birthday cards. Yeah. So if he wants 100, 1,000, even more, just let us know. Like
he's good. He's good. He's good. I think I'll have to show you my. Well, no, I can't do it with that. Well, no, I don't know how to do that. Our son was in charge of getting him birthday balloons. He was going to get him birthday balloons, and he got him. I don't know if you can see. He got these huge balloons. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I guess we put the right person in charge of that job. So really get on the elevator with him when we got here. There were other people on the elevator, and we're like, oh, sorry, we're going to kind of take over the whole elevator here.
Maybe just the next one.
So anyway, well, take care, and here's to 20 years. Awesome. And I love this organization and the message that you spread, and I'm happy to be a part of it. And nice to meet some of you I hadn't met before. So take care,
Thank you very
everyone.
much. Yes, see you on Saturday.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Where can you remind me where is what city, California state? Where that's closest to, the big city?
Fullerton is close by to like Anaheim, so like Disneyland,
Okay.
Orange, LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to say thank you as well. I'm gonna have to head out soon. I have another meeting with one of my committee members, but I'm so grateful and thankful to be here today and hear more about your story, and it's touched my heart, and I'm so happy to be a part of Cardz for Kidz and to be having our chapter at Cal State Fullerton. And I'm excited for the year to start and for us to create cards on campus and be sending them back to you guys. So, yeah, thank you so much for the meeting and getting together today.
Thank you. This is recorded and we'll be sharing. If you can, we'll be like using you as kind of an example. Hopefully we'll be able to get more college chapters and other things like that following their path. So thank you very much for running them.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me and considering me to be a spokesperson for more students and more people to be getting involved. So thank you. And
Thank
to
you.
Christina as well for the student program.
Yes. Christina,
Thank
who
you.
made me back up. I gave up and then Christina saved the world. So yes, that's
Thank
true.
you. And it was nice meeting everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
DK, I'm gonna have to take off too. Nice hanging out with you for a while. Nice to meet you, Christine. And
One second, Dan.
I'm sorry.
Mom, this right here is Dan. Have you met him already? So okay, just making sure. I was gonna tell her about how I had to talk to you, right? Make sure she knew that you were the one who's saving things and changing things. So Christine, if you ever get an email when you receive your cards, you ship them in, and Christine, like when that comes through, it's all thanks to Dan here. He's the one who's changing it and saving the entire process. So as we looked into it and we make it move to the next step where Pathword moves up a level and gets tracked.
That's what I'm shooting for. I just sent 1,350 regular general cards, and then I had a bunch left over of Halloween last year. So you guys are getting another 500 and something in the next couple weeks or week or something soon.
Excellent. We'll be able to track it, moving you up a level. Thanks to Dan. So
moving on up.
Yes.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Night, Dan.
Thank you.
Good night.
And I'm gonna hop to the little people are trying to get my attention. So thank you all so much for everything. And I'm sure I'll be seeing most of you again soon. Have a good night.
All right, good night. Let's see, are you recording, Dave, or are you stopped?
No.
Okay.
It still looks like it's recording.
Mm.
I think.